Yo, have you ever seen this show called Moment of Truth, where they literally pay people to take a lie detector test, and if they tell the truth, they get like a $500,000. Have you ever seen this show?
Yeah, I have. It's been a minute, but I've seen a couple episodes that are on YouTube.
Well, this episode was so controversial that they said they weren't going to air it. Here's the intro to this particular one that we're going to watch right now. Check this out.
Welcome to a special Monday night edition of the Moment of Truth. This episode was so controversial, it sparked a long debate as to whether or not to air it at all. Quite honestly, if I had my vote, it would not air. It is the most uncomfortable I've ever been on television, asking these questions and listening to the answers that were given. But in the end, it was decided that this episode should air.
What a hell of a teaser, huh?
Yeah. Now, is this a show that has a lie detector or the polygraph tied to it or something?
There's a triangle, and you go up in questions. So like the questions start off real easy, then they get real harder and harder as you go up the ladder. So what they do is they just give people lie detector tests, go into your background, and ask you questions based on their little information. And if you tell the truth, like two things happen. Number one, you can either destroy your life and you'll win $500,000. So that seems to be the trade-off. So this was their most controversial. They've done these episodes before. This one was really controversial.
By the way, you know that the polygraph is bullshit, right?
Oh yeah. But
I actually interviewed the person who helped testify. The person who testified before Congress and got the lie detector banned from corporations using them for employees.
Ooh.
So it would be interesting to have somebody like that do this. I guess the one requirement for this show would be either the people have no knowledge, one, and two, you're probably not going to have many psycho or sociopaths in it who really don't care.
Lie detectors only work because they don't know if what you're saying is a lie or not. They just know your reactions to the question.
The stress. It's a stress reader. It measures what is it? Galvanic skin response, heart rate, like sweat, and just says, okay, their heart is going faster here. Their breathing's a little different here. They may be sweating, whatever, which it does not necessarily say deception or not. It's just saying it's a change in your physical status at that point.
Yeah. And just the process, right? They'll ask you test questions. Like, they'll ask you questions that they know are obviously true and obviously false, and see how your body reacts when they ask those questions. And then they'll just start asking other questions. And then if your body kind of conforms with what do they call it? Their baseline test shows. If the baseline says that you're lying, they'll say, "Oh, you're being deceptive or not being deceptive to the question." But it absolutely doesn't know for sure. But anyway, forget about that. This lie detector, I think, is 100% accurate because we're going to treat it like it's 100% accurate because money's on the line.
Okay, Lauren, we start with level 1, and it has 6 questions. All you have to do is answer all 6 truthfully. You win $10,000, and that's a good start, isn't it?
Got it.
Remember, if you're ever concerned about the answers you gave on your polygraph exam, you can change them if you want tonight.
So we see how they're doing, right? You answer the first 6 questions, you get $10,000, and if your answers match the polygraph, you're all good. Right.
And you go home if you want. You can say, okay, I'm good. Take my 10, have a nice day.
That's it. And on top of that, you see that they had her family there, right? Her whole family is there, not as emotional support, but I think to even put more pressure on the person, because again, they're not trying to get the $500,000 away for free, right? They're trying to keep that money in the bank. So
question 1, as an employee of a hair salon, have you ever told a customer you liked their hairstyle when in fact you did?
This is such an easy question.
Well,
yes.
No, I have never.
That
no,
answer
she hasn't.
is
I would say, yeah.
true.
I hope she's just playing for the camera because it's like, you would know if it's true or not, girl. What in the world? Oh, I hope about my story. I hope it hears me.
Question 2. Have you ever flashed a stranger just for laughs?
I'm going to have to say yes, Mark. I have.
That answer is true.
Would you give food to a stray dog before you would give it to a homeless person?
Well, I would have to say I'd rather give food to dogs rather than homeless person.
So your answer would be yes?
Yes.
That's smart.
That answer is true.
They just look at you with the cute puppy faces, and
seem-
then you have somebody who's got a really nasty, dirty face. It's like,
Somehow I don't feel better now that you've cleared it up.
Yeah, she's gonna be welcome back home.
Yeah.
Holy God.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why you don't sign up for game shows like this.
This is not a game show. This is a life wrecking.
Yeah, I
my
guess so. Wow. All
Dogs
right.
over homeless people. Dogs over people. Here we go.
Have you ever derived pleasure when one of your siblings has gotten into trouble?
These are like, but these are.
What
What
the?
you
How
have?
close you guys really are.
yeah, we'll see. Yes, I have. I have.
That answer is
Absolutely.
true.
Oh my God, who comes up with these questions, dude? I mean,
These are softballs, though. That
this
was
is a softball. Oh, you're screwing over your relationship with your siblings. See, let's wipe that out. You come across as a despicable human being because of the homeless question, and you know what? I challenge a lot in the audience how they would actually answer that. I really do, because I don't think her answer is as uncommon as you think.
Yeah, I would give to a homeless person before a dog, but and this last one about siblings. If you have brothers and sisters, sometimes they'll get in trouble, and you're like, good, So I think that's like one of those questions, Yeah, my
guess.
sister did something wrong, and yeah, I was happy that she got in trouble for it.
Oh, when you're 5.
Yeah, but I don't think the question was about it didn't really give a time thing. It just was like, have you ever felt this? Kind of like, have you ever? Yeah,
I guess. I'm just saying, you're going, yeah, this is going to really make. Why don't we do this before Thanksgiving so we can have a perfect meal with the family? It'll be fantastic, and we could talk about the turkey that's not going to the homeless person. Charming.
To the dog.
Family and friends, we're thrilled that you're here, but you're not just here to listen, because as we've already seen, the questions can have things to do with you. If you don't want to hear the answer, hit the button. We'll take that question out, replace it with a new question. You can only use it once.
Pause it.
Okay?
Okay.
So here they introduce the part where they have this button. Now the question, they have a one-time only skip button, and that button is if a question comes up that you don't like, that is just so horrible, the family can press that button, and they'll have a replacement question that you have to answer. But then
the
that's
family
one
can,
time.
or she can.
The family can. She has to answer everything, but the family can press that button and say, no, we don't want to hear that answer.
Okay.
But essentially, that means if that button's pressed, that means that the answer is what we think it. The whole.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. It's almost like the whole pleading the fifth.
Yeah.
Where you're like, is that in fact saying I'm guilty? You can't do shit. Yeah.
The Mark Furman, right? Did you ever plant any evidence in this case? I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
People can count on you.
I think so.
Question 5. Have you ever been fired from a job for stealing money?
Whoa.
Wow. Okay.
Are you waiting for them to hit the button?
No, not waiting at all.
You're okay with it?
I'm okay with this. I've come to terms with accepting this. So, yes, I have gotten fired from jobs.
Ooh.
That answer is true.
That almost seems needless. It's like, normally we don't admit to stealing. It's just not an honest. So it's like, yeah, if she said she did it, it's probably true. Holy God. What
And
a
I think that's
question.
something you can verify too, though.
If that answer is so against you and your character, it's probably true. if you're, what is that? Arguing against your, oh God, it's a legal term, dude. Help me.
Oh,
out.
you're talking about arguing against your self-interest.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
That would be against their self-interest, I would think.
To some degree you have, since your husband is a police officer. So what do you think about this, Frank?
He arrested her. No, that would be funny.
Well, I arrested her, and so by me.
Oh!
You called it.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay. Oh my God, that cracks me up. Oh, all right.
Arresting her is me marrying her. So I am. She's in my prison.
You are quite
arrested
the
her by
romantic,
marrying
Frank.
I don't sound like it.
Yeah. Lauren Cleary, this is your $10,000 moment of truth. Question 6. If you knew you wouldn't get caught, would you steal money from your place of employment?
That's a good backup question.
Oh my goodness.
Kind of tricky to answer given what you've just shared, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, because it will kind of contradict itself. I am going to have to say, no, I would not.
That answer is true.
Look, it's one of the interesting parts of this is that those first 6 questions were pretty difficult. Just for any, it's like, but and that last question I think kind of built off the other question, but it seems like this is good. This is going to go bad really quickly.
Yeah, I think that last question though built off the previous question because they were counting on a skip.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing where you skip. Here's another one. Oh boy.
But she answered it. And the thing is that it's interesting that one thing that question did show is that just because somebody did something bad in the past doesn't mean that they'll do it bad in the future. And if the lie detector is actually accurate. So in other words, I've done this, I learned my lesson, and I wouldn't do this again, even if I wasn't going to get caught.
Yeah, I was surprised by that answer.
Yeah.
And were you?
Oh yeah, I was definitely surprised. I was surprised that she said no, and it was true.
That's what I'm saying. That was a surprise to me as well. I was like, and good. I mean, that shows the character development. So
yeah,
good.
Not because generally people think once a thief, always a thief, but now you can see that that's not the case.
7. Since you've been married, have you ever pretended to be asleep in order to avoid having sex with your husband, Frank?
Pretended to be asleep, pretended to have a headache, so yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy one. That could be in the first 6.
Answer is true.
Do you blame your husband for your lack of close friends?
Yes, I do.
That answer is true.
Would you ever be a surrogate mother for your sister if she were unable to have children?
Yes, I would be.
That answer is true.
Wow.
That's the kind of question I feel like there's something in their family going on, or that conversation's actually happening, because that's sort of an out of nowhere. Oh yeah, you just commonly say, "Hey, would you be willing to be a surrogate?"
Yeah, it sounds like something's going on there. Also, I would also think these questions are kind of really softball questions that we're hearing, right? It seems like because I'm thinking that they're trying to build her down from the excitement from the first 10 grand to like, okay, so she can feel like she can move higher, and that's where they're going to slam her with the tough questions.
Yeah, honestly, I think the whole "did you ever fake being asleep" is far more innocuous than freaking have you ever been arrested?
Yeah,
or stealing.
For stealing at work or something like that. Yeah.
It's like,
or fired for stealing at work.
Or yeah, sorry, you're fired for, or what? It's like, okay, come on, seriously? And then would you be willing to donate or be a surrogate? It's like, Most would say yes, but you know, I can actually see where some might not, but most I think would.
Mhm.
Question 10. Do you think your parents are proud of you? This is one of those questions that looks easy,
Yeah.
but you and I both know how hard that can be.
Yeah.
The truth, Lauren.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Oh.
Don't answer yet. We'll be right back right after.
Oh,
this.
you can.
Mom and Dad, are you proud of her?
We've had this discussion.
Ooh.
Do you think your parents are proud of you? Yes or no?
No, I don't think my parents are proud of me.
We've had this
That
discussion.
answer is true.
I have a feeling that if her parents were proud of her by the end of this show, that could possibly change. I have a funny feeling, Nate, but we will find out.
Yeah, these are light questions. Here we go.
We're gonna stop now, or do you want this question
Go,
to win?
Lauren. You're doing great.
I want the question.
Go.
Here we go. You said it's a tough question. Let's hear it.
Lauren, this is your $25,000 moment of truth. Question 11. Do you know things about your father that you keep secret from your mother?
Ooh. Oh.
Oh. See Dad and Mom look at each other.
We're gonna bring the rest of them down too.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Woo!
That
Mom wants
answer
to know.
is
He looks pretty unapologetic.
true.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Congratulations, Lauren. You just won $25,000. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Time to go home. Time to go home. Go home, little girl. Go home. Do not be stupid. Go home now. There
You
is
got
a possibility.
25 grand. You just said
You got a new car or a good down payment. Go home. Trust me on this. Just go home.
25 grand. But those questions, question about Dad, I think that section was like one of those sections that make you, it's to bring your guard down. Like even the last tough question wasn't even about her. It was about Dad and about Mom.
Well,
So I
yeah,
think
you're going to
she-
destroy people around you.
Yeah.
Come on.
But listen, how much is the next level? I think 100 grand or whatever the next level is. I think because you got to answer less questions and you can get more money.
Mhm.
Take a shot. What do you think?
I think go home. You have enough money for a down payment on a car. Go home.
She's not going home. She's not
Don't
going
destroy
home.
your relationships. Do not be stupid.
It's not worth it. Let's see the next one.
No.
Here it is.
Question 12. Do you secretly stay in touch with any boyfriends that your husband does not know about?
Oh, they trying to destroy it. That's a destroy me question.
See?
Pause it.
And now, by the rules, she can't go home now, right?
She got to
she's
answer
on
that
another
one.
round.
She can go
Yeah,
home
she's
after.
on
She can go
another.
home. Yeah, she can go
Right.
home after this question. But she
What
can't
did
go
I
home
tell
after.
you to do?
You said go home. That's a tough question.
I mean, this is a wrecking ball on your life.
God, it's a tough question. I'm answering it though. Yes. If it's yes. Because I don't think it's that damaging, but it's a tough question.
Oh,
It's a tough question.
it's like, well, I hope you enjoy your money because there ain't anybody there to do it with you.
What do you think, Frank?
I think I want to hear her answer.
The answer is no.
That answer is true.
Telling the truth. Shocking, right?
No. No, I do statement analysis. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, there's something here. There's something here. She's saying no, so that means that he knows about it.
Yeah.
Or
that's what it means.
Right. Well, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't talk to anybody. Pure as driven snow. Just goes home every day, has a good time. But something tells me that there's somebody in the picture here.
Play the clip, man.
Somebody's in the picture here.
3 questions away from $100,000, and you said the money is really not the object.
Oh,
think about the people, not just you,
destroying your family's the object.
Here's your truth tonight. What do you want to do? Do you want question 13?
Or do you want to take the 25 grand?
So is this lucky 13?
I don't know. The last one, if she got past the last one, I think she thinks she can go through this one. But let's see it. Let's hear it. Let's hear the question.
Lauren, I know that you've moved recently and you don't have as many friends as you used to have, but do you occasionally like the girls' night out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important to have those nights,
It
right? Question 13. Have you ever taken off your wedding ring to appear as if you were single?
That's a good one.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Right in the ticker.
I tried to warn you.
No, it's okay. Yes, I have.
That hurts. That's deep.
That answer is
Oh boy.
true.
Now wait a minute. Wait.
Damn.
She's already taken the polygraph beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
She knows these questions are coming.
Yeah.
Nate,
Mm-hmm.
she's not the brightest candle in the cake.
She knows what they asked her, right? She knows what they asked her.
Right. So okay. So
But they asked a whole bunch of questions. So they didn't just ask these 15. They asked like maybe 30 or 40 questions. But within those questions, she knows that some of these questions were like this bad. You know what I mean?
Or worse, I have a funny feeling, but she's still sitting there gamely saying, "No, bring it on." No, they're gonna bring on the "Do you like puppies?" question. No, probably not. Probably not. There have been some goalposts and markers on the way that this could get uncomfortable for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you believe you might have been in love with a former boyfriend on your wedding day?
They going to commercial. They gotta go to commercial on this one. This is commercial time. I'm seeing through the commercials to come back and watch it.
So I'll just ask you this before we get into the question. Did you and your husband have a nice honeymoon?
Oh.
Frank?
Yeah, good time. Enjoyed ourselves.
Oh.
Question 14. Do you believe you might have been in love with a former boyfriend on your wedding day?
That's a tough question.
Oh man.
Even the Pops is like, oh man. Pops is like, look at us. She's like, oh my god. Everybody knows.
Oh, look at
Mom.
Mom. Oh shit.
Yes, I believe I was.
Oh.
That answer is true.
One more, you win $100,000, but I'm sure I'm not the only one watching this program wondering if that $100,000 is worth it given what we're doing.
Well, she's already wrecked it, so might as well go for the 100 and then get the hell out.
So now you're talking about answer the other question. You remember?
Well, because you're stupid enough to answer these other three.
Hold on. You can right now take the 25 grand and just go. No,
it doesn't matter. You've already said you've already said you were in love with something. You've added so much to this. It's like you might as well. What's the next question? Did you bang him 2 weeks ago? You might as well answer it and take your 100K because guess what? You need to pay some rent. That would go a long way towards the mortgage because your ass will be out of the house. So yeah. I'm like, you took it down this path. So, okay. But then I would say quit then. quit then. Should have quit before. It's like many things in life. The best time to start was yesterday. Then the best time to start is now.
Let's do it, brother. Oof.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You're making this worse than it is.
I don't think I can make this worse than it is.
Yeah.
This is your $100,000 moment of truth.
Okay.
And this question will not be asked by me.
Oh.
It's by a surprise guest.
Oh.
My.
Who the hell's this?
Lauren,
It can't be
can you
good.
tell everybody who this is? Or do I need to do it?
I can't speak right now, so.
This is your ex-boyfriend, Frank.
Woo! The guy who I think she might have been in love with on her wedding day. Huh? They brought that guy out.
That's Wedding Day Frank.
That's Wedding Day Frank.
Wedding Day Frank.
What the hell's the question going to be? This is going to be
Probably. Do you still love me now?
Play it, brother. Play it.
She'll say yes. Yes.
Frank has a question for you. And I hope this $100,000, if you win it, is worth this question. If you don't want the answer, you still have the button. I don't need to remind you. This question is for $100,000. When you're ready, question 15.
If I wanted to get back together with you, would you leave your husband?
Pause it. My whole thing is, if you know you got this type of baggage and you already heard the question because they asked it to you already, why the hell would you go through the show at this point in time? She had to. There's no possible way she couldn't have known this was coming.
This is what you call a divorce settlement. This is telling me she's like, I don't want to be in this marriage. I've got $500,000 to possibly get. I can walk out of this marriage with $500,000. She's a salon manager. And, I mean, shit's expensive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you might say, oh, this is my golden ticket to escape this relationship. It has to be at this point. She knows every question that was asked, right? They're not testing her now. She's not hooked up to a polygraph now live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she's already essentially stated it.
Yeah.
We already know.
Hold on. That question is a devastating question. Of course. You could avoid this right now by hitting the button, Frank.
No, don't.
No?
I want to hear it. Sister saved her. But we all know what the answer was, though. We all know what the answer was.
Okay. Hold on a second. Audience, I know that this is entertaining to watch, but this is real. Frank wanted to hear the answer to this question. Monica, why did you hit the button?
I don't want to hear that answer. I don't think anyone will want to hear that answer.
Yeah, the husband wants to hear the answer.
There comes a point where you need to know the answer. Painful or not, he needs to hear the answer.
Yeah, that answer particularly, yes.
His sister is not helping him.
No. It's not helping their relationship.
Well, it's already done.
Yeah.
We know it's done.
I have a question to replace that with. Before I do that, my question to you, Lauren, is did she just save you or cost you $100,000?
Sure, I don't know.
One of the things that you know if you watch the program is that I will replace the question, but I can't guarantee that question is going to be any easier.
Exactly. You know that, like we saw earlier with the did you ever steal from work? Would you ever steal from an employer? Boom. Same base. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming, yeah.
Here's another question that your ex-boyfriend Frank will ask in place. So, I've given Frank an alternate question. It replaces the one that Monica stopped.
Let me see. Will you leave your husband for me now?
Do you believe I'm the man you should be married to?
That's the same question. Thought.
Sort of. It's very similar.
Question. That's essentially the same question.
Yeah, well, it's a variant of it. Yeah. We know it's doomed. I'm like, now I'm of the mindset she should go for the 500K.
Let's see how she gets through this one. There's
nothing to get through. She's already trashed it. I mean, all we could do is just go a little further and say, and will you shtup somebody besides Frank when you get back together? Yes.
But don't forget, though, too, the questions get worse moving up.
Well, how much worse are they going to get? There is a certain point that it's like, oh my God, who is this woman? You know,
That's true, yeah.
The dumbest person in this show is Frank.
Yeah.
Because Frank, you see what she's doing with her husband? You want some of that?
I don't think Frank
want to take that home.
I think Frank is the reason why Frank's gone. Frank left. It's the husband that's got it now. They brought Frank
right. But now Frank is saying, "Would you take me back?"
That's because he's reading the questions. Remember, they brought him in just to read the questions.
I know. But I'm saying that if he does take her back, he's a dumb MFer.
Just looking at but the thing is, you can tell she really loves Frank.
Sort of.
Her husband, not so much.
I don't know if she loves anybody. There's something about her.
Well, I'm going to be honest and say yes.
That answer is true.
Frank's laughing. Oh, man.
If you saw when he started smiling, she started smiling back at him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny because there's still that little connection there.
Oh no, there's more than a little connection there.
Yeah.
The second he walked out, she was like, she's about ready to jump on him.
Yeah.
No. But there's a reason that they aren't together now.
Lauren, we're going.
There's nothing.
You got this point, the hard questions. You can go now.
We only need 3 questions to win $200,000, but as you know,
the rest of those
you only have to
questions,
mess up once to lose everything. Mom, what do you say for her to do?
I say,
Mom
take
always
it, leave it now.
I know. Mom would say that. I'm going to keep on going because.
Burn it down, baby. Burn it down.
Yeah.
Burn it all down.
Now, if you don't make it to the 500K, you're screwed.
I will let you know that the questions I've already asked you, a couple of them, are way over my line. This one's further than that. You probably know what's coming next.
I think so.
And you want it anyway.
She wanted it at the time.
Oh,
I bet you that's the question. She wanted it at the time.
Shit.
You know it's something about, have you been stupping anybody during this? Let's see.
Question 16. Since you've been married, have you ever had sexual relations with someone other than your husband?
You're going to commercial after this one.
I wish the button was still there.
Telling me.
Well, I think you know, buddy.
Yeah. The sister hit the button on the wrong question.
I'm going to have to say yes.
That answer is true.
Well, damn. After that question, there's nothing holding me back from the 500 grand, right? It's out. Everything
it's done.
Out.
It's burned down. And she knew it was coming.
Yeah, he said,
Even
you know this
who
is
said
coming.
it. This is what I've been.
Yeah.
No. She went into this ready to burn it down. She went into it knowing this is just Jerry Springer on a game show.
Yeah. Damn. And then had to sit there. I feel bad for the hubs. You got to sit there and listen to that, right? Matter of fact, the shock would have been if she said no.
I would be like, look, I'm going to sue for half of that $500K in the divorce, bitch.
Yeah, well, it's his, right? She made it during the marriage, so it's marital property. And
Bingo. So now, Nate, put yourself in that position. You already know what you're with. You're just negotiating on price.
That's it.
And honestly, if I was in this position, I'd be like, you're going to ride this out. You're going to ride this out.
Let's make
and
some
I'm
money.
going to take my check, and you're going to need some money to buy your new place.
Yeah, it's definitely over after this.
One mistake, you lose it all. Are you feeling like you should go for it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 17. Do you think you're a good person?
Pause. You know, the problem with this question is that if you really think this is what they do on some of those psych questions, like they'll ask you, did you get 100? Did you get all A's in school? And you say no. And did you get all B's in school? You say no. And then they'll ask you, are you a good student? And then you'll say yes. That's deceptive, right? They'll be like, well, what do you consider a good student? If you're not getting mostly A's or mostly B's, then you're not a good student. So something like this now, after all these questions about this, it all depends on when you ask this question. Because I think if you ask this question later, cheated on my husband, take off the wedding ring, steal from my job, that doesn't sound like a good person to me. You know what I mean?
Well, most of all, my parents aren't proud of me.
Yeah.
I think that there's enough markers for her to say no.
Yeah. But
let's see. She surprises us sometimes.
Husband saying no.
Honestly, I think I am a good person.
So your answer is?
Yes.
Wow.
That answer is false.
Oh, I love it.
Warren, I am so sorry. Why do you think this came up as a lie for you when I asked you if you think you're a good person?
Because even after everything I have done, stealing the money and everything, I think that I've become a better person. That's why I think I am a good person.
Yet it came up as a lie, which means that somewhere in you, you haven't forgiven yourself. And somewhere, your truth is that you don't think you're a good person at all. Why don't you go up?
That's enough. Oh my God. Oh, well, I almost said, now I wish I did say it. I almost said, what would be so amazing is if she got through all of this garbage and then lied at a ridiculous point, what she just did. And I'm sorry, I might have a little schadenfreude in this. I confess. I'm not always pure of heart. I try to be generous. So I guess I'd have to answer that. No, I'm not a good person, but I am taking a tiny bit of joy. I kind of am out of her
misery.
Destroying multiple people on stage for the world. And it all to be for naught, so she can't even walk home with a check.
That's horrible. But and the question again, I think if you ask the question, I think that if that's the first question she's asked, I think that answer is true. But I think if doing a polygraph, I'm thinking after all those other questions, that question is going to be a little different because you're thinking about all the stuff that you've already said. You know, so. It's there's no way someone would answer the questions that she just asked and then at the end say they're a good person.
It's a bitch of a question anyway, because Nate, do you consider yourself a good person?
Yes, I do.
Do you? Okay. I consider myself a net positive.
Net positive. When I say good person, I mean when situations come up, I want to do the right thing versus do the thing that people want me to do or expect. Right.
Well,
I'd rather do
that's
the
me.
right
I
thing.
try.
That's what I do. Yeah.
I try, but I think maybe a little deeper on a good person. Like, do I have foul thoughts about people? Yes.
Yeah, but that
Do
doesn't
I
make you
have
a bad person.
Schadenfreude right now? Yes. Well, but these are bad elements, and that's why I
Yeah.
said I kind of consider myself to be a net positive. Like overall, if you take all of my faults and all of my attributes, I think I weigh slightly positive. But
Okay.
I know that I have faults like crazy. I have all kinds of faults. I can be jealous. I can, feel envy. Same thing, I
Yeah,
guess.
but
I
being
like beer way too much.
well, hold on, hold on,
I
hold on.
have my own personal
Let's not
things. So
let's not confuse being a good person with being like a perfect like Mother Teresa, right?
right, but that's
I'm
why
not,
it's
I'm
a
not
hard
saying that.
question.
Yeah,
That's why it's hard.
I think it is a hard question, but I think most people know themselves. I would answer that question just like that all the time because I honestly believe that that I am a good person. But I think if you put together, I think in this case though, you put together all that negative stuff that she did, then ask that question. I think
No,
it's
she's not a good person at all.
yeah, I think it's when you ask the question versus when you don't answer the question. And I think in this particular case, you're right. Generally, good people do bad things, but I don't think doing something bad makes you a bad person. I think that you could be a good person that does bad things. I think you could be a bad person that does a good thing. So
True.
I don't know. It really depends on how you quantify what's a good
Well, that's a
person, what's
question
bad
for the
person,
comments.
right? Yeah,
That's a
How do you-
question for
what do you-
comments because, again, I never like to be or pretend to be more than I am.
Yes, correct. I agree.
And that's why I'm kind of like, I'm a net positive. It's just, I try to do the right thing.
Well, two questions for the chat. Number for the comment section. Would you go on this type of show?
Hell no.
And second, what do you think about this woman destroying her life? They now just to be clear, they stopped this show because they said there's an ethical piece to this. Is that you can't somebody destroying their lives and get nothing for this, and only people who got paid were the show producers, the host, and everything. So essentially they came out and said it was unfair to have those stakes, that high of a stake for someone, and not get anything. And so that's why some shows some shows now have that bottom where after you achieve that level, you can't lose it. You can only go move up because, and let's just be honest, in this show, she got nothing, and I think that's really unfair. Even though I think she's a horrible person, and like I think it's karma, but I think at the point her getting nothing for this performance and they made so much money off this show, I think that's a tragedy.
They're still making money off of it. We're going to make money off of it. Thank you for thank you for destroying lives so we can make money off it. See, I'm not a nice person.
Interesting what you did there. But again, let us know what you think in the comment section. My name is Nate the Lawyer for Eric. Boom. We'll see you next time.